Hello, I'm Mr. Plumber. In today's episode, we're going to replace a state 40-gallon, 10-year water heater. Remember, water heater replacements, plumbing, and gas work should only be performed by qualified licensed plumbers. So do not repeat anything you see on this video unless you're a licensed plumber. This is the water heater. Standard 40-gallon state water heater, and we're going to pump it out with this very handy pump I have that speeds up the process of draining the water heater, which is the first step in replacing the water heater, is it needs to be drained. Prior to draining, it's critical that the gas be shut off to the water heater, so we're going to do that now by shutting off this gas cock, and as you can see, this gas valve on the water heater is already, actually it's in the pilot position, and we're going to just turn that to off, and that's the first step. When you look at a gas cock that has a square head, such as this one does, when the line that's on the head of the valve is parallel with the piping, it's in the on position. To shut it off, it needs to be turned perpendicular to the piping flow. But what's very important is that you turn it in a way so that the way it was designed to turn. Now, I don't know if you can see right behind there's this little nut. You don't want to turn this so that this goes up. You want this to turn down. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off right now. And as you can see, that's in the perpendicular position. So now that the gas is off, we're going to go ahead and shut this valve off. It's already in the off position. So we're going to shut that off. And then we're going to turn on this drain that's connected to the pump. And the pump is connected to a long hose, and the hose is run into a sink. So we're going to go ahead and drain this water heater right now. So right now we're draining the water heater, and it's very important to vent the water heater when you're draining it for displacement purposes. So I already have a hot faucet open on the sink, and I'm just going to go ahead and open this pressure relief valve to give it a little more air. Because now, for this tank to be empty, air has to go inside it, just through the physics of displacement. The tank is full of water, the tank needs to be emptied. So air has to get into the tank. Our next step is we're going to disconnect the gas connection at this union. I'm going to disconnect the flue piping, the cold feed, and the hot supply. And after those are disconnected, we can remove the water heater right out of the home and bring in the new one. A very important point I want to make here is when any plumbing is disconnected, that you make sure that it is hung through proper hangers. And as you can see, this is a gas pipe, and there's a hanger right there. So we should be in good shape with that. The water line doesn't really have a hanger, but until we get all the way to over this side. But because it's connected to something sturdy like this boiler supply, I think we'll be in good shape. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect that. And if you notice also on this union, we're going to use 2 wrenches. It's extremely important that 2 wrenches are always used to divert the force to exactly where you want it to be. Never use 1 wrench, always 2 wrenches.